I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord Jesus, we thank you for allowing us to gather here tonight as a group to help the betterment of our city. Thank you for a great Easter weekend celebrating you. We pray that you watch over our city and the residents in our city as we push forward to this summer and finishing out 2024. In your name we pray.
Thank you, Mr. Ziegler. Ms. Rowley, roll call, please.
Mr. Smolik,
You can?
Here.
Ms. Simons, Mr. Ziegler,
Here.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Here.
Ms. Grazia,
Here.
Mr. Hamer,
Here.
Mr. Scholes,
Okay. On to the reading and approval of the minutes of March 20th, 2024, Finance Committee work session. Motion to,
Motion to adopt.
Second that.
second. Thank you. Any changes, discussions? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Okay, on to the reading and of the approval of the minutes of the March 20th, 2024 regular council meeting. Motion to approve.
Second.
Sue.
That was Sue. Ms. Grazia? Okay. Any discussion, changes? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Thank you. On to the department reports, and I'm looking for your fire report right here. Chief Hutton?
Thank you, Mr. Smolik. The March report was sent out today by Denise. Pretty busy month in March, 133 calls. And other than that, I'm open for any questions.
Any questions for the chief? Thank you, Chief. On to Chief McAllister.
Thank you, Council President Smolik. I'll have my reports ready tomorrow. I'll just attach them to the previous email and send them out to everyone. We have everybody staffed for the eclipse on the 8th. We're going to have 5 officers working. We're not expecting any issues outside of potentially some traffic issues. Farm Parks is holding an event of up to 1,500 people, and so is Holden Arboretum. And some of the churches are also hosting some events. So depending on how traffic lets out, it could affect some traffic patterns. So we're going to have officers ready for traffic control in that event. We're going to be doing the prom blitz over at the high school on April 29th. I believe that's from 10 to 12. We're going to be have several agencies helping us with that. This is like an annual drinking and driving campaign to just educate them about the potential hazards of that. We'll be doing games, handouts, and giveaways. That'll conclude my report, but I'm open for any questions.
Thank you, Chief McAllister. Any questions for the chief?
Chief, by chance, how many citations have we issued for people going north on 306?
I'd have to run a report for you, but I'll be able to get it. I know we've been stopping several cars for going through there pretty much on a daily basis.
Okay. And they were doing it on the weekend, this weekend too, so, okay. No, I was going south.
He said they intentionally went up, right?
They intentionally did. There was
Okay.
no doubt about it. It wasn't a mistake.
Any other questions for Chief? Thanks, Chief McAllister. Mr. Fenaro?
Good evening, everybody. We'll start out as usual about thanking our team for doing a great job bouncing back and forth between summer, winter, spring. Give you a little quick update on snow. In 2021 and 2022, we had 38 snow events. 22 and 23, 31 events. And this year, we're at 25. So a little down from the previous years. We do have some weather coming in this weekend, so don't forget it's still wintertime out there. Drive slow, be cautious. Waste management will start at 6 o'clock on the 8th, so they can get off the roadways. So we did approve them to start at 6 in the morning. Brush pickup is starting next week. 4-8, we're gonna start in Ward 2. 415 will be Ward 3. 422 is Ward 4, and 429 will be Ward 1. Also on April 20th, we're gonna have our Great American Cleanup, so we're looking for volunteers to come in and pick up trash on the roadways. Due to an EPA grant, we will have T-shirts to give away this year, gloves, and garbage pickers.
I'm sorry, what date was that?
It's gonna be Saturday, April 20th. That's part of our Keep America Beautiful requirement. The 306 bridge is moving along. And also, the PMG report is now posted on the website. Thank you, Teresa, for getting that. So that report that we had, thank you for the service committee meeting, members for getting up at 6 a.m. and joining me for that meeting. It went good, and that report is now live on the website. That completes my report.
Just for the residents' sake, the PMG report is,
So the PMG report on the website is called 2023 Road Insights.
Thank you, Joe. Any questions for Mr. Fernaro?
How long do you think you'll leave the 2x2 stakes up that are on the roadways of town?
One more time, please.
The 2x2 stakes for snow plowing, like,
We use April 17th as the cutoff, so the crews will pick them up as they're doing the brush pickup.
what day?
April 17th is what we do, but that's kind of the guide we use for snow. and ice.
Any other questions for Joe? And congratulations on the national recognition. Mayor will probably get into that a little bit later on in yours or not. Not a big
Appreciate
thing.
it. Thank you.
Sure, everybody on council saw you won a, it's prestigious award. Is it the leg lamp? Did you get a leg lamp or what was it?
I'll let you know.
I'm sure the mayor will talk on it a little bit later on. Thanks. Any other question for Joe? Thank you, Joe. Mr. Courtney?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. No formal report tonight, just a quick update on Old Town. The main line on Maple Avenue is done, so they'll be starting on Caudry next. And contractors talking about bringing in a second crew so they can start doing lateral installations while they're doing main line. So, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Courtney. Any questions for Mr. Courtney? Guess mine would be weather. Has that hampered them a bit with the Old Town project at all, with a lot of the rain and stuff like that, slowing them down, or pretty much on schedule?
I think they're a little ahead of schedule. I think they had Maple wrapped up on April 8th on their schedule, so they're a little ahead.
Okay, great.
They did hit some wet ground about halfway down Maple that slowed them down a little bit, but they're moving pretty good.
Anything unexpected that they run into at all? Things being better or worse than they expected, or just by way of any of the
I mean,
projects they're working on?
Other than the bad ground that they hit, I was talking to the county today. They've hit a couple of things underground that weren't expected, but it's not nothing major.
Thank you, Mr. Courtney. Any other questions for Mr. Courtney? Thank you. Mr. Slapnicker.
Thank you, Council President Smolik. I have three things to report on this evening. The February 2024 end-of-month reports have been distributed to Council this evening. We are looking to begin our audit entrance conference here in a couple weeks, so that will be getting underway. And then last week, the city went out to market for the note issuance. So our notes sold, again, the amount was $5,147,000, as we talked about within the budget process. So it sold with a 3.5% yield and a 4.5% coupon. And what that means is when it's sold under that yield at 3.5%, it actually sold at a premium. So we get additional premium dollars to have that interest rate a little bit higher. So it's kind of like an offset. So the yield, the difference between the yield and the coupon is producing an additional $35,620.02 in premium, and that is to be deposited into the debt service fund for payment on that for the following year. So with that being said, with a 4.5% coupon, the interest would be $231,615. However, when you net that with the additional premium, it nets out to $195,995. And that concludes my report, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Slepniker. Any questions for Lewis? Okay. Thank you, Lewis. Mr. Lallo,
I have no formal report for you tonight.
any questions for Mr. Lallo? Thank you, Matt. Ms. Seri, any updates on the community center, senior center?
Similar to Mr. Fernaro, I always start with thank you. So for those who made our egg hunt, our snowy egg hunt this year happen, thank you. We had a whole crew of people decorating both inside and outside. All of the department heads were here for the hunt itself. The Easter Bunny had a wonderful procession from the school with all of the city departments and came in on a salt truck or the plow truck, which was very appropriate for Kirtland. So thanks for all those. I've gotten nothing but compliments from parents, and they appreciate all of the efforts there. My other thank you is today we had our first spring tea and concert. It was very civilized today at the Senior Center. Nancy Servey, who works for Community of Christ, organized this event for us. We've never done it before. She did a wonderful job. And then we enjoyed a concert from Selah, the women's choir from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So it's always wonderful to have different organizations and different faiths coming together to support our seniors and our residents, and we appreciate their help. Quick update just for the Senior Center. It will be closed at noon on Monday, on Eclipse Day. So we're open in the morning, but we are closed in the afternoon, just so our seniors can stay safe. And finally, I think on our end, we are obviously doing the Great American Cleanup, the road cleanup on the 20th. The following week, on the 27th, we'll be doing our annual spring yard cleanup for seniors and veterans. So if you know of any seniors or veterans that need some assistance in the spring in their yards, have them contact me. And as Mr. Smolik well knows, all help is much appreciated during that day. So that's all I have. I'm open for any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Seri. Any questions for Teresa? Thank you, Teresa. Mayor Potter.
Thank you, Council President Smolik. Yes, Teresa just brought up the yard cleanups. I was going to add that. Otherwise, I would just say that we talked a little bit during the work session. We have a couple of, we'll call them formalities in terms of resolutions that we'd like to see passed tonight. But then we have a couple closeout projects that we'd like to see passed tonight as well. And then a couple of new projects, or the start of some new projects we'd like to see passed tonight. So really asking for the slate to be cleared here in terms of legislation. We don't often ask for all of that, but tonight we are. It makes sense. Otherwise, I'm open for questions.
Any questions for the mayor?
Mayor, do we know what the status is with Richards Maple and the landscaping company? I mean, I know he's still there, and I know June's right around the corner, and a fence is supposed to be going up.
As my daughter May would say, knock on wood. We've not heard anything, but
Okay. I just think like,
We can
might
look
be
into
good
it.
for a follow-up before that escalates again. That's all. And we've got a plan, and hopefully it gets executed.
I'm going to be honest with you, the no news, the quietness, I've kind of forgotten about it.
Okay. Well, I agree. I just remember June was the date that fence needed to be up, the privacy fence. You can go back through and look at the.
Yes. So,
So, I mean, it's April.
yeah, I did email Mr. Ahrens, I think, or Ahrens, back in January, letting him know that since that landscaper was on the premises and subletting the property as of 12/31, that the fence is now a requirement to be installed, and that must be installed by June 30, 2024.
Okay, excellent.
So he did email me back that it's, confirming receipt, and that was January 10.
Okay. So they've been notified that the fence has to be in. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ron. Any other questions for the mayor? Thank you, Mayor. Any standing committee reports? We did schedule, or what do we have scheduled now?
Finance meeting,
Finance Committee, that was for 6, go ahead, Eric.
April 15th at 6 PM.
Very good. Denise, you have that down then?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other standing committee reports? That's it for this time. Thank you. Correspondence, there is none at this time. Now on to public comments on matters not on the agenda. Open it up to the public. Just come for my good looks, do you? Okay, now on to old business, which there is none. New business. We start with public comments on agenda items of new business. Anybody has a comment in the public on anything on the agenda tonight? Not at this time. On to resolution number 24-R-20, an Arbor Day proclamation.
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
And
Second.
I've got it right here. You want me to read through the whole proclamation then on the one here?
No, it's just by title only.
Okay, okay.
So there's a motion to waive and a second.
Mm-hmm.
Who motioned away? Eric, okay, thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Ziegler,
I second.
second by Ms. Grazia. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution number 24-R-21, a resolution recognizing and appreciating the City of Kirtland's public works professionals and declaring a National Public Works Week to be May 19th through May 25th, 2024.
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
On to resolution number 24-R-22, a resolution authorizing the closeout of Rockwood Drive Drainage Project contract with Eclipse Companies LLC and declaring an emergency. We were looking to waive 3 readings to get this approved, and then also declare an emergency step. We'll need both those. So first, the motion to waive the 3 readings. Mr. Ziegler, second. Ms. Grazia? Scott, you gonna jump in here and do a little work on occasion? Maybe a second for all you want?
He's waiting for that.
Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Need a motion to declare?
Motion to declare emergency.
Second.
Ron jumping in solid, thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution number 24-R-23, a resolution authorizing the closeout of the Fox Hill Drainage Project contract with Grade Line Incorporated and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Motion to declare an emergency?
Motion to declare an emergency and adopt.
That's Ron and Ms. Grazia. Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Add to resolution number 24-R-24, a resolution accepting the bid of Pat Flowers Inc. for the striping and long lines and pavement markings on the City of Kirtland roads and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
I second.
You, Eric and Sue. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes?
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Need a motion to declare an emergency?
Motion to declare an emergency?
Second.
Adopt and adopt? Yes.
Second.
Thank you, Sue. Sue and Ron. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Resolution number 24-R-25, a resolution accepting the bid of Coljon, is that the proper pronunciation? Coljon Masonry LLC for footers and block work on the outdoor community center bathroom project and declaring an emergency. Looking for,
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
thank you, Eric. Second,
A second?
Sue. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Motion to declare an emergency and adopt.
A second?
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Resolution number 24-R-26, a resolution authorizing the mayor to retain the services of C.W. Courtney Company as engineers for the design and construction administration of the 2024 street repair and maintenance project and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
Second?
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Sue. Any questions? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
For a motion to declare an emergency and adopt?
Second.
Is that Ron? Ron with the second. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Okay, on to council comments. Any council comments at this point? Continuing concerns? Any continuing concerns? We have a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye.